A lot of times we take things personally, or we take things in a business manner by looking at them as cold, distant facts, to not get emotionally involved. Now, let me tell you the following. We often, I say we because believers also do this, we often forget that we need to look at things from the spiritual perspective, or better, we need to look at the bigger picture. So we are to train ourselves and develop into taking all things spiritually. Look, I've already explained in other summaries. If you haven't listened to them before continuing listening to this. I'm just going to repeat that in this world, for those that want to make it somewhere where you just want to have your own house with your family to live in quietly, or you want to succeed in business, or you just don't want to be targeted, if that's your goal, you need to have some spiritual aid. Okay, the whole atheistic humanistic worldview that people just need to use their brain to get ahead, that is a myth. Why? Because, okay, let me give an illustration to you. You began your new business, okay? People can't stand you began your new business. So what do? They revolt against it. They begin to bother you with false allegations. They're giving false police reports. They're spreading rumors about you that aren't true. Why? Because they have their will that is against you, and they don't want to give up their will, so now they're acting out because something's happening that upsets their will. Now, how are you going to stop those people? You can't, because they've made up their minds that this is how the way they think or feel about you, and everything that upsets their will, they're resisting. So you need some spiritual aid. You need some spiritual guard in order for you and your business to remain safe. Because those people that choose have a will against you, or that they don't want to change how they think, they are going to become desperate one day, and bad stuff, very bad stuff, are going to happen. Alright? So we need to look at things from the spiritual point of view. Too often we look from things from the personal point of view, or the point of view of the society we grew up in. Now, I can understand why we often take the point of view of the society we grew up in, because that is what we know. That is what is part of our comfort zone. That is what has been validated by our peers, our parents, our environment, also often by leaders, by celebrities. Because we're so stuck with the societal point of view, or our emotional, so-called personal point of view, we forget to ask the deep questions. Not the right questions, not the wrong questions, but the deep questions. And with deep, I don't mean philosophically deep that you lose yourself in thinking. With the deep questions, I mean, okay, let's say that you're with your mom. Your mom is an elderly woman, and she begins to feel a lot of pain in her back, and later also in her stomach. She's been feeling this quite often lately. Well, of course, you can go to where you can comfort her, tell her to sit down, relax, have you take your medicine. I'm not saying you can't do any of that, but very few of us ask the question, is there a paranormal activity behind this? Or let me say that many of us don't ask, is this the outworking of a paranormal activity? Most people don't ask that question. They don't even consider it. They're so into that humanistic / agnostic atheistic worldview that the world has given to them. Or they are so into superstition, I mean, that anything that happens, they get frightened, thinking it's some spirit. That's also another trap that a lot of people are in. But that's also the way of thinking of the society around you. In some societies, they're quite superstitious, and others are so-called rational, which also has their superstitions, but okay, we don't ask the deep questions. And often it's those deep questions that we need to ask. But because we're not focused on the bigger picture, we miss it. And look, for example, about your mom feeling all those ages. If it's the outworking of a paranormal activity, then understand that there's either witchcraft being done against her, knowingly by groups of people, or unknowingly people are causing her trouble by negative meditation collectively against her. Or it can be that she still has guilt or thoughts inside of her that don't agree with Christ, and that those thoughts are weighting her down, and those thoughts are attracting demons through the negative energy that generates from her soul. Just understand that if you realize it's a paranormal activity that's manifesting, then you know that you have to deal with it then you need to deal with it in the spirit. But if you remain at the physical outworking, you will miss it, and you may get relief from time to time, but the root is not dealt with, and it could even cause her early death. And it doesn't have to. Look, I'm not blaming anyone nor accusing anyone in this video. This video is just to reveal to you that we need to be asking the deep questions. And the deep questions are often the right questions. And those deep questions are more a trigger for you to notice things. So look, I'm not telling you to give into superstition. Neither am I telling you to avoid the spiritual at all cost, to avoid the trap of superstition, because that's a fearful way of thinking. Just realize, human beings are spirit beings with souls living in bodies, so the spiritual is always present. So take things spiritually. Don't take things personally. Don't take things businessly. Take things spiritually. Take everything spiritually. Learn to look at the bigger picture. Okay, that being said, be at peace.